WPMM Radio. We are also U-Haul dealers. You can stop by 1000 Michigan Avenue, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, or Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Listen, you can download the WPMM app from the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Okay? It's a free app. We got everything. All right? And you can download the WPMM Talk app. Okay? You can also tell Alexa, play us. You can tell Siri, play us. Okay? You can tell Google, play us. All right? And if you need business advertising or advertisements,
use one of my words.
yeah. Contact us at WPMMonline@gmail.com. That again is WPMMonline@gmail.com. Now listen, we are a subsidiary of Changing Horizons Media Group. All right. Again, we are a subsidiary, can't get my words together, people, of Changing Horizon Media Group. All right. We do radio, audio, podcasting, video, videography, recording, professional video, photography shoots. Yeah, we got a band. We do hair.
Everything.
We do everything.
Yeah. we are a hodgepodge.
Yeah. So,
but don't laugh at us, because guess what? That's how we can do what we do.
Exactly.
You know, look, I'm gonna be churchy today.
Go ahead,
okay. Man. We took the Bible instruction and said, "Put up for a rainy day."
You
know, because and I'm gonna give you some free business advice on this evening. You need to have a variety of services you offer, because if your main thing is not doing right at that particular time, you can venture over and dabble here in a little bit of this. You know,
right? Exactly. You know, in today's society, you got to have more than one stream of income. Okay?
Right.
Like, as for me, I'm a school teacher, but we know school's going to be out in the summer. So what I'm going to do is get money.
That's right.
You know, I'm going to make this radio thing work.
And we both musicians.
And we know
how that works.
Yeah.
You may or may not have a gig.
Exactly. Exactly. And then I got my CDLA. You know what I'm saying? I went, got myself ready for, the drive in the summer.
Just want to give a couple of shout outs. We got Queen Sarah that's watching on Facebook. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey,
She's
Queen.
one of our fellow comrade here at the station. Also, Miss Kimberly Therese, she said, hello, guys.
Hey, Miss Kimberly.
Thanks for tuning in.
I'm glad you made it safely to your destination.
Even when you're off, you all support us. Have we read this yet?
No, we have not.
All right, so let's go ahead and get this disclaimer out the way. The views and opinions expressed by individual radio hosts and guests, they are of their own and does not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of WPMM Radio. WPMM Radio and WPMM Talk Radio do not intend to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual, anyone, or anything.
Yeah.
With that being said,
yeah, man.
Carlos, how was your weekend?
Man, you know what? My weekend was good. It was a good weekend. It was a beautiful weekend as far as weather until this rain hit today. But the weekend was great. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday was beautiful. I was about to go hit golf balls, but then I felt really, really bad because I ain't say nothing to you.
No, but now you did. You could have done it and not mentioned it.
Yeah, I could have, man. But what happened was I ended up waking up kind of early Sunday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why, but usually I can't eat before church. I don't know why, but I can't do it. It's like I'm too heavy on the drums. And I'm already a big boy, so I don't need to be no heavier than what I am. So they ended up going in, at the church and whatnot. And after church, I was hungry. And, it was Mother's Day. So everywhere, was packed. So I was like, where can I go where mothers are not going to be? So I ended up going to a Chinese buffet. Was able to walk right in. And then I ate really, really good. And after that, I just didn't feel like going to hit no golf balls no more. So I went home and watched Hulu and played around my T-shirt line that's coming out later on this month.
How's that going?
Man, it's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I have narrowed down my summer colors, and I've narrowed down the 6 designs that I'm coming out with, and I am then going to go to Just Be Solutions so they can help me out with my website, man. So I can have my store on my website, and that's part of Changing Horizons Media Group. They do that.
That's right.
They do that. So that's what's next on the agenda. I got to go to Just Be. Do you happen to know who Just Be is, man? Because I've heard they do great business.
Yep, that would be my business right here. My business. Oh, what do we do? I'm glad that you asked. We are a one-stop shop for your multimedia and IT service needs.
Right.
That means we do websites.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now, I need you to get excited.
I am
we
excited.
Do graphic design, logos.
I told you if I'm getting excited.
And then on the multimedia side, we do production for podcasts. We set up church live streams. We set up your podcast live stream. We also do videography and photography and
things,
producing music and everything. Just go to our website and check us out. And send us a email from the website, and we can partner together, set up a time to see what we can do to help you expand your reach. You can go to justbesolutions.com. Again, that's justbesolution.com. And it's spelled JUSB and then solutions, which is plural.
Just the letter B.
Just the letter B. That's right.
That's the letter B.
That's right.
Make sure they go onto the right website, bro. But like I said, so I was getting that together, man, while watching Hulu, and I was watching Animaniacs, and then I watched Low Down Dirty Shame. So that's what I did for Sunday, and then Saturday, what did I do Saturday? Oh, Saturday we had band rehearsal, man, because the Exclusive Collective is also a part of Changing Horizons Media Group. And that's a band, people. That's a professional band. We do bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, weddings. We also gig out. If you just want some great music, we play everything. We can play the standards. We can play straight ahead jazz. We play fusion. We play some blues. If you pay enough, we'll play Southern Soul. We don't want to, but we will play it. So that's what I did, man. What about you?
Well, on Friday we covered a fight. It was the dang, I don't even remember the name.
It was the Island Fights.
The Island Fights. Thank you.
Yeah, it was the Island Fights.
Such a bad journalist. I would tell you what, it was hard to actually see the footage because so many people in there were on their phone streaming, and so what that does is it bogs down, like Verizon towers and AT&T towers, etc. So it made it hard for us to stream live. Knowing that moving forward, I would find had I known that ahead of time, I would have found a better way, to connect to the internet there. But hey, we did the best we could do. Shout out to Kimberly Therese. I think that was her first time out in the field doing, interviews. She did an excellent job. She made a lot of good contacts, and the guy who was there exclusively for, because he was on the radio.
He was on the main event, wasn't he?
He was the main event, yes, and his name escapes me. I apologize. Maybe Kimberly, if you're watching, you can put it in the comments. But he unfortunately lost, but he did put up a good fight. His trainer, Sensei Wilkerson, did a great job training him, and that's where my son goes to take what is that stuff called? Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
And if y'all follow me on Facebook, you'll see I broke one of them boards. I'm about to start taking it, so I can
Hey man, like I said, you can't win them all.
I'm gonna be a head buster,
but he gonna be all right going forward. See, I wish I could have been there, but I got the Los Effect right here at 7 p.m. right here Central Standard Time on WPMM Radio, where we play more music. And I'm gonna tune in this Friday on the Los Effect. That's the reason why I couldn't make the fights, because I am a big fight game aficionado. I love MMA, but I am in love with boxing, the sweet science. So that would have been right up my alley, 7 to midnight. The main event don't even get started till 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'll be excited, man. You know, we had a lot of great fights this weekend. You know what I'm saying? We had Canelo Alvarez beat who did he beat? It wasn't Caleb Plant. He thought to fight Caleb Plant. He beat Billy Joe Saunders, broke his face with a mean uppercut, boy. Like knocked all this was over here was just broken, and part of his eye was hanging out. He was looking like Quasimodo with one shot. I was like, ooh, but yeah. But anyway, this Friday on the Lost Effect, we got Mr. True Soul Life. We're gonna be talking about underground male R&B artists that you all should know. Okay, so I had to bring our resident R&B artists in, man, because again we do that too at Changing Horizons Media Group. We got professional singers, professional band, professional recording studio. We do it all. We do it all, man. Yeah. So that's what's going on, man.
All right.
So let's get to a commercial. Pay these bills.
We'll be right back.
A healthier lunch option? Or do you need a caterer? Roly Poly Mobile is the place. Check them out at 3220 Dolphin Street, Mobile, Alabama 36606 or on their website at rolypoly.com.
When she was just a girl, she expected the world. But it flew away from her ease. So she ran away in her sleep and dreamed of paradise, 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 dreamed of paradise. Every time she closed her eyes. When she was just a girl, she expected the world. But it flew away from her reach. What is the catch of the teeth? Life goes on, it gets so heavy. Will breaks the water. Every day a waterfall. And the night, the stormy night, she closed her eyes. And the night, the stormy night, where she flies, dreaming of paradise. She dreamed of paradise. She dreamed of so lying underneath the stormy sky. She said, oh, no, the sun won't set twice. This could be paradise, paradise.
Welcome back to the Brandon and Carlos show on WPMM Talk. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
All right, so it is time to talk about what's going on in the good world,
Yeah, man.
Pensacola, the universe, etc.
So I ran across something, man, that was kind of interesting. And it popped across my screen a couple of days ago. It's from CNN. It says people of color have a new enemy: techno racism. I said, what? Techno racism? Like, what is that? So CNN, as protesters take to the streets to fight for racial equality in the United States, experts in digital technology are quietly tackling a lesser known but related injustice. It's called techno racism. And while you may not have heard of it, it's baked into some of the technology we encounter every day. Digital technologies used by the government agencies and private companies can unwittingly discriminate against people of color, making techno racism a new and crucial part of the battle for civil rights, experts say. It's not just the physical streets. Black folks now have to fight the civil rights fight on the virtual streets, in those algorithmic streets, in those internet streets, says W. Camus Bell, who hosts the CNN original series United Shades of America. Bell explores this digitized form of racism in tonight's episode, which focuses on the role of race in science, tech, and related fields. It was actually a very good show. We talked to some experts to gain a deeper understanding of what techno racism is and what you can do about it. Techno racism describes a phenomenon in which the racism experienced by people of color is encoded in the technical systems used in everyday lives, says Mattel Nikande, founder of Owl for People, a nonprofit that educates black communities about artificial intelligence, or AI for people, excuse me, and social justice. The term dates back to at least 2019 when a member of the Detroit Civilian Police Commission used it to describe glitchy facial recognition systems that confused black faces. It gained new traction last year as the title of a webinar when Tendai Achume, a UN special reporter on racism, based it on a report she wrote. Achume and other experts argue that digitized technologies can implicitly and explicitly exacerbate existing biases about race, ethnicity, and or national origin. Even when tech developers and users do not intend for such tech to discriminate, it often does anyway. Wow.
So you mean to tell me this AI is racist?
Yeah, because
So how the computers gonna be racist?
I'm like, don't they gotta be programmed?
Yeah. Now you know, but okay, the way AI works is machine learning.
Right.
Or is so it's based upon what you put in it. So I have to do research on that to know how that's even possible. Now listen, we have too much racism to deal with human beings.
Right.
Let alone we don't want the toaster gonna be racist now. I ain't gonna toast for you today because
It's like
you
we look,
yeah
you're not gonna get no brown toast.
yeah it's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Um,
It just jumped out at me. I'm like, what is this?
that's very wild, man.
That's crazy.
That's very
Like
wild.
techno racism.
Wow.
So facial recognition software can be racist.
Wow.
Yeah. So I want to do some more research. Like
I got to. I mean,
you
I
know,
do
that was just
too.
the surface thing because it just popped across my screen. I was just like, yo, that's crazy. And I definitely want to talk with you about it because you the tech dude.
Right. And honestly, right now, I don't have a detailed answer how that is possible.
Right.
I mean, I'm not. I mean, I'm a geek, but when it comes to, I mean, I'm like anybody else. I don't know everything,
Right.
but one thing about I like robots and AI and stuff like that. So I'll do my research to see. But that just listening to it, it's like what?
Yeah.
I mean, what did you do to cause it to be racist? But that is a very faulty thing because I'm looking at this picture that you have,
Yeah.
and that dude looks nothing like the dude that is supposed to be.
Right.
You know, and so
Right.
that's going to get a lot of people in trouble. that shouldn't be in trouble.
Right.
We don't need any help getting black people shot. I mean, we don't.
You're
I mean,
absolutely correct.
we
And this is
killing ourselves. The police killing us.
yeah.
We have bad health care, many of us. So we
Mm-hmm.
dying of now. I mean, we just dying, and we don't need the computers killing black people too, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rodney Pritchard. Thank you for listening in. He's on Facebook. He posted amazing, and I guess that's in response to this asinine AI technology that's racist.
Yeah, I mean, go read the article.
I will.
It's on CNN.
Yeah.
It's people of color have a new enemy. It's a very in depth article. I only gave you just the quick synopsis and snippet, but it talks about facial recognition that it can be, and it shows you like the comparison. It has unemployed fraud systems. That's you know another one. Risk assessment tools.
Yeah, that's for credit.
Yeah,
When people
yeah,
like LexisNexis, I don't know if you're familiar with that technology, but it's what lawyers and courts and judges use,
right,
and that's
right.
how they share case files and
Yeah.
precedents and things of that nature. But they also are now looking. You can go pull your credit report and see it, but basically what it does is it sees if you have any sort of criminal record, um, you know, and looks at your address, and if so, are you likely to lie about your address? I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, and
So
mortgage algorithms.
Rodney Pritchard said, "Show the picture." Okay, we'll do that.
Sure.
Go to there, and what we'll do is we'll hold it up to the screen because I
That's what
didn't.
we can do.
That's the only thing we can. We go up to it actually. Uh, sorry, we gotta do this the old fashioned way, but I didn't bring my laptop to actually to do what we need to do to share on Facebook. If you listen on the radio, you can't see it. So go to Facebook. You can just type in the search field the Brandon and Carlos Show, and wow, and you can see it from there. Yeah, that's good. Keep it right there for a second. Go in closer. You can actually go in closer. Go to the other way, left. Yeah, there you go. No, you're right. Right there, bam, right in the middle. There you go. Do you think those two people look alike? I think your screen kind of went dark. That's not helping. Even the phone's racist. Look, see what I'm saying? So this is the A. If you're just tuning in, this is the AI technology that is mis
Yeah.
recognizing. I don't know what else to say. Misrecognizing black folks as if
We need more help. All black folk look alike. Yeah. So there it is. Uh, like I said, go look it up. CNN, they ran the first report that I saw. That's what we're reading from today. Um, and it was on. Matter of fact, it came across yesterday. But they was talking about just the other systems
right.
that use, like I said, to the mortgage algorithms and
So everything.
yeah.
If you black, you screwed. If a computer is dealt with it, or is dealing with it, and we know typically, and I'm saying this comically, but there's a lot of truth to what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We know black people have it hard anyway with breathing people. Now the computers are racist.
Yeah.
Rodney Pritchard, I hope you're still watching. Did you see the picture? And if so, do you think those two individuals look alike? And not only to just him, but maybe someone else may want to comment about that. Do you
Yeah.
think they looked alike?
And it also talks. The article is very in depth. It also talks about what are tech companies doing. Anything are tech companies doing of anything about it? What are they doing about it? How else can we fight? Techno racism and that whole 9 yards. It's very in depth, very well written article. Go check it out. We're gonna do some more digging. We're probably gonna end up having a whole show about it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely interested in that.
Yeah.
Let's go to a lighter note.
Okay.
Something lighter.
Actually, I don't think I have anything lighter today. Everything was pretty heavy. Uh,
Well, I had something.
go ahead.
Let's talk about the verses.
Yeah, let's talk about the
Now
verses.
listen.
Now,
Let
man,
me. Can I
listen.
give my
Go
reaction
ahead,
first?
bro.
Normally, cause most time when the verses come on, I start out watching them, then I fall asleep. I missed the Earth, Wind, and Fire one.
How,
And that was like the best one, and I missed the
bruh.
best one. But listen, I'm watching SWV. Well, but before we start watching it, or before they actually came on,
Right.
the two groups, SWV and
Escape.
Escape. You had your DJs going, DJ
Right.
Spinderella, and you had DJ
A1.
A1.
Yeah.
Now, I saw one of our friends here at the station,
Right.
give his comments about it, and I'll let you know what he said later. But let me say this: I give mad respect to Spinderella. She's a classic. She did an excellent job.
Right.
But I'm not gonna lie to you, DJ A1. I was like, no, but to me, I was like, yeah, I'm liking this. Like this dude literally took and said, you know what, I'm gonna take this opportunity and I'm about to try my best to shine.
I mean, yeah, that part, his energy was crazy.
That's the only
But
thing I'm talking about.
yeah, his energy was crazy. I would agree with you on that one. His
Yeah.
energy was absolutely nuts.
Hmm.
The thing that I hated was we were supposed to be celebrating women and mothers, and
So,
his
this type of stuff he
so
was
the type
playing,
of stuff he was playing
he
did
was
not
really shouting
line.
out ATL.
He was really and
Yeah,
that's fine
yeah.
because Atlanta has more than enough music that shouts out,
But
women.
I wasn't looking at it through those eyes. But now that you mention it, okay, I can see why you say that. But something else happened during the show that I don't know if many people recognize. Did you watch the whole show?
I
Let me ask
watched the
that.
whole thing,
Okay,
bro.
do you remember Tiny
Yeah,
turned around and looked at him, and it looked like there was some type of disgruntledness going on? Did you
yeah,
catch that?
I did.
Okay, and he's supposed to be their actual DJ when they're on
Right,
tour.
right.
So I wonder what's up with that.
Well, the disgruntledness was, I don't even think it was a real disgruntledness. It was more so they were in the middle of one of their title cuts, and I can't remember what cut it was,
Hmm.
but he cut it short.
So that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody knows the last basically 4 to 5 songs are your heavy hitters.
Right.
Those are your most well-known songs where everybody gonna sing word for word.
Right.
And so they was just like, why did you cut that short? Like, yes, we know that you only supposed to play basically 45 seconds per song because, you want to keep a strict, 2 hour window and be
Hmm.
timely. But everybody also knows that you don't do that, what I'm saying, to the last 4 to 5 songs. You let it
Right.
play.
Right.
Let it play.
Yeah. Well, but then one of our friends of the station,
Right?
he was saying that he, I guess in DJ Spinderella did what she was supposed to do.
Yeah. She did. She was technical. She was played a variety. And she understood that it was Mother's Day and they
Hmm.
were celebrating women. So I don't want to hear a song calling women bitches and hoes. And
Right.
no, that's not what we're
See,
here
and that
for.
didn't even see now that you bring that up, I'm like, okay, I have to rethink that. But I was crunk, if we
I
still
mean,
say that
yeah.
nowadays. But
I mean,
I mean, I was like, wow,
his energy was off the chart.
I had it on
I
my
just
big
felt like
screen.
he missed the assignment.
Yeah.
The assignment, yeah, okay, if you're gonna be the crunk DJ, play old school and it's not stuff that's gonna offend women.
Right. Right.
We're supposed to be uplifting women. It's Mother's Day. We got two legendary R&B groups who have been around since 92, 91, who was held it down through all of these years, and they finna big flex in the next couple hours
Right.
celebrating, because one of the things that I had forgotten was Candy's pen game.
Wow.
Candy's pen game is crazy because she was writing No Scrubs. She was writing, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
Yeah,
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 that was
yeah,
that. You know what? Because I asked my wife, I was like, I didn't know she wrote that.
yeah,
She said, yeah.
yeah. Her
So
and Tiny. And then Ed Sheeran turned around and sampled it. So she got the bag for that. That's the reason why she did that mashup.
yeah,
Yeah. And then it was another one that she wrote for Destiny Child. Can you pay my bills? Keep telling
no
the phone.
scrubs.
No, TLC bills. I don't think you
Oh,
could.
that's Destiny's Child.
Oh, yeah, she
Mm.
did. She wrote that
Oh
for
wow.
Destiny Child.
Dang.
And so yeah, and she's written from other people. That's why like there was like this very big thing that that from the Housewives of Atlanta, where Candy was kind of wild and ratchet, but Candy is actually a boss. Like she writes and
Yeah.
produces and does things for a lot of different people.
I didn't know that.
And so,
You know.
there was some strife in the group for a little bit, but I'm glad to see they worked it out and had a really, really good time together, and they was just vibing.
What was it about the strife that is?
Man, because she got to that mudslinging stuff that they do on Real Housewives of Atlanta, and yeah, and then some jealousy set in, and
Mm-hmm.
just a bunch of mess.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, but it was a great versus. Um, it came out why Coco was the way she was the first half. Unfortunately, she witnessed a murder
Yeah, I saw
at
that.
our
Like,
hotel.
yeah, right before she came on.
Yeah,
So
and
she was like disoriented or something.
yeah, she has a history of anxiety, and so to hear the four shots and to look down and see the four shots and to see a woman of all people be murdered right there at your hotel right before you're due to go on stage,
Right.
that would shake up anybody.
Right.
So, but she eventually, she shook it, she shook it loose. Second half came back out, and they were the sisters with voices from the Bronx and did their thing.
Now, SWV, they looked very presentable.
Mhm.
Now, my sisters on the escape side, out of respect for the mothers, you know, I'm not going to bash them because they are black sisters. But I just want to know who in the hell did their makeup.
Yeah, like it was too much.
I don't know. I'm not a makeup artist, but it just seemed like something was wrong. I mean, y'all helped me out there in Cyberland.
It was too much for you, Brandon.
Yeah, it wasn't. I'm studying here because I'm looking at their picture. Let me go back to it and see if I. 'Cause sometimes you don't remember something the right way. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was funny though, man, because people were just saying, that A1 was just that much better to Spinderella, and I'm like, I've
Now I
seen
wouldn't say it was better. I just like the energy. Because
like
I used to party so
yeah,
I'm like that type of.
yeah. Now people was just saying that he just drugged Spinderella and Spinderella just didn't handle her own. I'm like,
Nah,
man, what
nah,
was
I
y'all
wouldn't
listening
say.
to?
Yeah, I wouldn't say
What
that at
was y'all
all.
paying attention to? Because I'm like, if you look at the technicality and the variety of music that she played, her cuts was cleaner, her mixes were cleaner.
Yeah.
The way she vibed in and out and went it and understood the assignment, and she never missed her time. A1 didn't. She was like, "Yeah, A1." A1 be over there
So
playing with a knob or something. She
yeah.
was like, "Yeah, A1." He's still over there playing
Right.
with a fader.
Right.
You were like, "Bruh, it's your turn." So
So
she had to go overboard. Like people didn't notice the nuances, but like I told you, I do this, so I paid attention.
right.
Like I know how long you're supposed to go back and forth.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah. You,
So who won?
who won SWV? Now I will say the energy and the vibe. I loved Escape's energy and vibe because they were just the same, and it was just the fun over there. But SW just has the bigger hits, period. And they are just
And Escape, they started out with, is a My Living in Vain.
yeah. They both did Clark sister stuff.
Yeah. And
I thought
then
that
the
was
other
dope.
one did. Well, who else would you do? As a girl group or, back then.
Well, you
You,
could do the Pace sisters.
but they're not as popular as the Clark
They're not,
sisters.
but they can sing.
Yeah.
And if you're in the gospel like everybody is, everybody came from the church up there. Escape and SWV. That's why they started off with gospel.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. But I'm looking at the billboard.com
okay.
and um they have who they thought won, the different rounds.
Hmm.
I'll just read a couple of them. Round one, they said Escape is My Living in Vain versus um, Coco featuring Faith Evan and Fantasia and Little Mo's Endow Me.
Yep. I mean,
So the winner was Escape.
well, see, that's the thing. They didn't know that was a Clark. See, the Billboard didn't even know that was a Clark sister song that they
Hmm.
sang in Endow Me.
Hmm.
So that was actually an even round.
Right. Right. Uh,
That's what gets me when they write these. When
it,
they
well,
write
it's
these,
everybody's opinion.
it's everybody's opinion. But my thing is, you have to know that was actually like a throwaway round. That was just more so paying homage to where they came from and who they listened to growing up as far as who they tried to emulate.
You can go to billboard.com and see who they thought won each round. I'm not going to bore you with all of them. You can read it on your own. In
You
my
don't want a
opinion,
boy.
in my opinion, I would agree SWV won only because my favorite song in the whole wide world
It's weak.
is Weak. It is. I
It's
swear
weak.
to God. Every time I get a chance to play the piano, I'm eventually going to play Weak. At some point, I'm gonna put that in there, and my wife she sings it, so I let her sing it to me. That raises my berries. All right.
Now I will say, like I said, SWV just has the bigger hits. Now with that being said, it was an excellent night. I encourage everybody to go back and rewatch it. Actually, my favorite SWV is Love Will Be right there with the Human Nature.
Yeah,
Yeah, with and that remix
and
that
everybody
Teddy
think,
Riley did, that was crazy.
yeah, it was. I love that Human Nature song,
Yeah,
man.
that's my favorite
The
Michael
dude, I
Jackson
don't
song.
know the dude that wrote it, but it was. I saw
It was
you,
the dude. I can't think of his name. It was the dude from Toto.
man. Has a YouTube video on how that song came to him,
Yeah,
and I watched it. Man, it was powerful.
yeah,
Just
yep.
because it just that I appreciate the chords and
Hmm.
the chord progressions with the melody.
If you go back and listen to some older Toto, like around the time they did Africa
Yeah,
and all that, you can hear the same harmonies
right,
in there. And I was like, yo, that's dope. And then when I started really dissecting and jumping into it, I was just like, yo, them dudes was ridiculous. Because
right.
Africa is like one of my favorite songs of all time. Toto Africa, yeah.
Shout out to Miss Wheeler. She said, "Hey y'all."
Hey,
She's. I wish we could give super fans, like Facebook does,
yeah,
the little star.
yeah.
I would put a star by your name because she's one of our most loyal
And
fans.
faithful listeners.
Yeah, and faithful listener.
Yeah.
I'll watch and see who's watching our stuff because I'm the IT dude here. Go figures. The IT company dude is the IT
I'll say,
for the radio station. Yeah, pat me on the back. Thank you, there. But I'm be looking. I'm like, oh, Miss Wheeler is watching again,
yeah,
and she's also my favorite clients.
yeah.
No offense to the other clients. I like all you
It's like,
guys.
yeah, I
She's
love you all.
yeah, I love you all. Yeah, but I love you more than your money. I promise. I promise.
You stupid.
Listen, it's about time to go to a commercial break. You know what that sounds? See, we training our listeners, so let's practice. All right, you don't hear anything, right? Hear this? Anytime you hear that, that means we about to take a break, so you can go pee, um, or get you something to drink. You know how we do. We'll be right back. Don't you go anywhere.
Yeah.
Then call Teddy with Endurance Cleaning Service. He'll get you right. The number is 850-483-9464. Again, the number is 850-483-9464.
When's the last time you said I'm sorry? When's the last time you said I love you? Do you mean it when you say I'm sorry? Or was the last time the last time? When's the last time you said I'm sorry? When's the last time you said I love you? Do you mean it when you say I'm sorry? Oh, was the last time the last
Welcome back to the Brandon and Carlos show on WPMM Talk.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
yeah, man.
Dude, I wanted more of that. What was that?
Man, that's Christian Grey. The last time, man.
Like, is there a whole song like that, or is
Man,
it
that's
just
just
a
how he opened it. Like, okay, so let me quick synopsis, quick background. Christian Grey is actually a hip hop, R&B hip hop artist.
what does that mean?
What it means is he mostly sings, but he can rap extremely well too. And so that's how he opened his album, School of Roses.
Wow, it was hot, man. It sounded like something else. It had one of those recognizable melodies, um, but that was hot. I wish he had a whole song.
Yeah, yeah,
Miss Wheeler said that was dope. I agree, Miss Wheeler. That was
yeah,
everything.
yeah. So he's actually one of my favorite artists. Unfortunately, he's one of those artists that's so talented that both secular and gospel artists, not artists, but labels try to get him, but they never allow him to do what he would like to do. Like he's that dude. And so he's been with, secular artists and like secular labels, and he's been with gospel labels. He was signed to Kurt Franklin's uh, label, but Kurt wanted him to stay primarily, you know, Jesus, 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 Jesus. But his thing he wants to do is more so real life based with a what's the word I'm looking for? Um uh and it's still Jesus, 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 but it is what's the word I'm looking for, Brandon? Help me. Um
Transcendent
not transcendent. Um it is more so what's the word?
crossover.
Not crossover. Man, my mind just went blank on me. Um but it's gospel, but it's more uh what do you call that when they make it applicable to your life, real life application?
Inspirational,
Not exactly inspirational. It's
practical.
practical. Thank you. There it is. I knew you was gonna get there with me. Practical.
Just all you got to do is just say the whole dictionary, and eventually I'll get it.
Practical. He wants to make practical R&B hip hop, and like I said, they either want him to be Jesus, 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 or they want him to be like sort of raunchy. It's like no in between. So he doesn't have a label home right now, but he's so dope.
I want to give a shout out to an event that's coming up very soon. I really want to give this organization a shout out. It's called Sisters of Hope Incorporated presents Taking Back My Life benefit concert.
Hmm.
If you know the Sisters of Hope's story, you would see why it's befitting to give them a shout out. The Sisters of Hope, Scott and her sister, I can't think of her sister's name right now. They Gladys was incarcerated for something that happened when she was a teenager,
Hmm.
and she got 2 life sentences,
Ooh.
and no one died, and no one was hurt. And there were a group of people that thought that was just totally unjust,
Mm.
which I agree. No one was hurt. It was uh, they got 2 life sentences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or she did. And, I'm finding more about this as I, have involvement with her and her organization.
Right.
But, me, I love a good story.
Hmm.
And I'm like, my interest is very much piqued about the Scott sisters.
Right.
Anyway, she's out of prison. The judge let her out. And if I get this story wrong, I'll correct it. But I'm just going off the top of my head.
Right.
Um, one of the judges let her out based upon her giving her a kidney to her sister,
Mm.
and she's been out for a couple of years now, or a few years. And anyway, she started this group, her and her sister, called the Sisters of Hope, and they help people in the community get their GED.
Mm.
They don't have to pay a dime for it. But this benefit concert is amazing because most of the artists have been incarcerated.
Mm.
It's the 2021 first annual Taking Back My Life benefit concert to celebrate the Escambia County community with music artists Chai Jones, Miss Lyric, Sire Hayes, K2 Melody, Pap Star, Brandy Little, who they say she's a very good singer, Young Reese, Double O Diddy, and JBE, Tay Soso, La Jones, or LA Jones, excuse me, and more. In an event on Saturday, May the 22nd, sponsored by the Scott Sisters and the Sisters of Hope Incorporated nonprofit. It starts at 9 and it'll go until 3:30. Again, that's May the 22nd, which is not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Bring your lawn chairs, but they do not want you to bring your coolers. Leave those coolers of beer at home.
Well, we gonna have a cooler.
We're gonna have to put some water. No, I say that as
We gonna have a cooler.
but the Brandon and Carlos show will be out there covering the event. We will be doing interviews of the artists that come through. I mean, I think this is a very
Might even
interesting
have
story.
some Caribbean Kool-Aid in the cooler.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
we're gonna be out there from 9 to 5, no 3:30, and interviewing the artists as they come off the stage,
Well, that's dope.
and so be listening to WPMM Talk. You
That's
know,
dope. I'm excited.
and if you're on Facebook and you always catch us on Facebook or YouTube, um, for this event, you'll definitely want to tune in on WPMMtalk.com. Again, that's WPMMtalk.com. That's the radio station website, and you can listen. We may do some video a little bit, but the main thing is promoting our radio station. So I want people to listen. You
Yeah.
know, because so many times people are tuning in on Facebook and they're like, "Oh, Brandon's live, Carlos live." Well, they don't realize we're not just sitting here scratching our butts; like we're actually on the radio station, you know.
On the
And
radio.
we want to promote the radio. We are an internet radio station that is worldwide. Again, I said I was the IT guy, so I'm looking at the metrics week to week, and I'm seeing people listening as far away as Russia, over in Asia, and
Africa.
yeah, really, it's real talk, and it's amazing how far we've come with technology. Because I remember when I was younger, I wanted to be famous and be on the radio and have my music heard. It was so hard because back then you had to be on terrestrial radio,
Yeah.
which is the radio with the antenna, and you put your the knob on your car, that sort of thing. But we have moved so far. You hear that Tennessee coming out far
So
out of
far.
my out of my. But we've come a long way with technology, and you can download the app on your Android device and listen there. We also have a iPhone app that you can listen to the WPMM radio side. That's the music side,
You
but
don't have an app
not
for
yet.
talk.
No, we working on it.
Apple slow.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So
I could join the faster side.
yeah, definitely. Shut up. But anyway, back to the election at hand. We are going to be live May the 22nd out there, and the host is going to be Blossom Rogers, who is a talk show host. There's going to be a comedian who they say is hilarious. Her name is Mother Mainline. Again, that's
Uh-oh.
Mother Mainline. Then DJ O Yella is going to be the one on the ones and twos. Where is it going to be held? Well, I'm glad you asked. It's going to be at the Vince J. Wibbs Community Maritime Park. Y'all know where that is. It's the Maritime Park.
Yes, man. Time.
So go over. It's by the Wahoo Stadium.
All right.
Which when I moved to Pensacola, I was like, "What in the hell is a Wahoo?"
I still man, listen.
It's a bird.
I'm saying I know it's a bird now.
I
But I was
think.
like, yeah, it
Yeah.
should be.
Yeah, so it's a bird. Yeah.
It should be or something like
Shout
that.
out to my second dad. I don't know if you're still listening. Jose Flack. He said, "Love you, son. I appreciate that. I love you too." This man, he means a lot to me. Outside of my dad, he's my second dad. That I want to call him God Dad. I just say he's my second dad because he's taught me a lot. Believe it or not, I know how to work on cars. I don't anymore because I don't have to. But I can change my own oil. I can change my own brake. Hell, I can put a damn transmission in. All
Yeah.
thanks to this man. His name is Jose Flack. And I just want to shout you out. Thank you for listening. I've been seeing you watch some shows, and I've been trying to give you a shout out, but I don't know if you jump off quick, too quick. But I hope you hear this. You mean a lot to me. Um, it plays the drums.
That's what's up. Nah.
Yeah, and it's so funny because uh, back when I was going from church to church, and
Right.
and I needed a drummer, I called him. Hey man, I need you to come play the drums. He'll say, "Come on, son, let's go," and he'll play the drums.
Come on,
Yeah,
man.
man. Barbecue, man. The man's a beast on the grill. I could say so
Sounds
much
like a
about
man
him.
after my own heart.
Yeah, man. He's a good dude, man, and I owe a lot to him. He's been there for me all along the way, supported my music career. No matter where he's living, he tell people I'm his Twinkie Clark. If y'all don't know who Twinkie Clark is, she's a phenomenal gospel
From the
organist,
legendary Clark
which I will not
sisters.
even compare myself to her. I promise you, I won't. Matter of fact, if we're in the same room, I would get up off the organ and tell her to come on up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but yeah, he's always bragging about me and saying how well of a musician I am or good a musician. He
You
said,
alright.
"Thank you, son. Thank you."
You
Yeah,
alright.
it's funny. I'm gonna talk about this. I'm doing so much now, y'all. I have my own. I'm the president of my company.
Mm,
I'm the IT person here. I'm on radio.
right.
I create films.
Right.
I'm doing so much stuff to where people forget I'm actually a musician, a professional musician.
That was
Matter,
first.
yeah, that was first, and a lot of times I even forget it. You know, but we're gonna pull back that music side back
Man, listen.
because we got a band that, of course, y'all are familiar with because we had the band before the pandemic, and we was actually gigging here in Pensacola.
Hmm.
But the pandemic happened, and we shut down. I said, "Nah, we not." Oh, of course, there was nowhere to play. You know,
Right.
but we have a brand new building here, and we have event space that we can seat.
Hmm.
Enough to have a concert. Guess what? We're gonna be doing our own shows, so
Yeah.
get ready.
Yeah. Get
We
ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing karaoke, comedies, all kind of
All
stuff.
types of
Yeah,
stuff, man.
it's not a huge spot. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you,
But
but
it's not a hole in the wall
it's
either.
not a hole in the wall either, and it's a nice spot. Matter of fact,
It's two
I'm gonna
holes.
go. You stupid. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you if you are interested in needing to rent it out, we do rent out the room. Matter of fact, you can't see it because the light is off, but it's through this window here. The light is off.
The window.
The window. But you can rent it out. For like birthday parties, bar
Yeah.
mitzvahs. I don't know if black people have bar mitzvahs, but
But
I guess there's more than black people
there's more than
listening.
there's more than black
Yeah,
people.
everybody's
Why
white
would we?
listening.
We're not going to discriminate against
No,
you.
we want
Even
all
though
your
you
money.
might discriminate against us,
We
we
want
won't
all your money.
discriminate against you.
Nah, but on a real,
We'll even hold KKK rallies. You just got to sign a waiver and
yeah,
pay us top dollar.
yeah, that's right. We want that money, but
Hmm.
and y'all do know we're joking. If
Yes,
you're
we're
first time
definitely
listeners,
joking.
let me go ahead and set the record straight because we might have some first time listeners. You're gonna get well informed on this show, but also you got to understand to appreciate this show. You got to have a sense of
You
humor.
can sure do.
Because if you don't have a sense of humor, there's no sense of even listen to us. Because I'm gonna say something, you're gonna be like, "Wow, he's really serious," and uh, and
Nah,
I'm and I'm not. I'm like
we're not
joking.
because and the thing about it is we have two very differing styles of humor. You know what I'm saying?
Like
But
like I'm dry and cut. Like you would think I'm so serious,
right,
and then you're like, "Wait a minute, he couldn't have been serious. That has to be a joke," So.
right.
But anyway, you hear us all the time shouting out this new building that we got because we're proud of it. Because everybody in this building is our own business owner,
Yep.
and we must say that we came together as a collective
Yeah.
of people of color.
Yep.
You hear me? People of color came together, and we have this building thanks to our CEO, Jeffrey Dawson, and to his cohort, Sarah Smith.
Man,
Um,
body to his Clyde.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. And got a shout out Fabio. He's on board now.
Yeah.
Um, He's our dreadhead white dude, and he's awesome.
Man, listen, Fabio's that dude. You hear me?
He has a recording studio,
Yeah. And if you need a
and
recorded, listen. If you need music recorded, he does full bands.
yeah,
He
for
does rappers, singers,
yeah,
anything that you can do with a mic, he can record,
that's right.
mix,
Our
and
band is gonna be using them.
yes, sir.
Yeah, we're gonna be cutting our.
We ain't going nowhere. Listen, we not going nowhere outside of the radio station
We
to get
don't have
anything
to.
done.
We don't have literally.
We got stylists,
We even have food. I
hairdressers.
think.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Listen, we got stylists, hairdressers, seamstresses. You know what I'm saying? We got the whole thing. We got our own MC with Mike Riley. You know what I'm
And
saying?
comedian.
And he's a
Mhm.
comedian. That's what
Yeah.
I'm saying.
I mean,
We
we got
we
everything
literally can give you a WPMM night and everybody do what they do, and it's gonna be
all night.
worth
Yeah.
coming to.
Yeah.
Like we can charge you,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be ridiculous.
Yeah. And be on
Matter
the
of
list.
fact, I put that out there. We're gonna do that. I don't know when we're gonna do it, but we're gonna do a WPMM night, and we're gonna do everybody gonna do what they do.
Wait till you karaoke.
Oh yeah,
I mean, we got so much stuff planned. I'm gonna be planning. I mean, this is our show. I might as well just
yeah, just
support us.
exactly.
Listen, I'm a chess dude. I love to play chess. I'm gonna have a chess Wednesday. Why Wednesday? I don't know
Yeah,
because
we're
it's the
gonna have
middle
a
of the
lot of stuff,
week.
and we're gonna talk about this on the other side of the break because we got some stuff for the summertime too, people.
Yeah.
Let's go.
She wanted to break up. I was ready to try again, but she wanted to be friends. Well, I guess diamonds don't last forever, but I thought we would always be together, baby. Now I feel like I'm walking backwards, and everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. Forgive me nots, turn into love me nots. Love me nots, tied us together though. It's ever so cupid how we fell for the weather though. Autumn, who you wanna see so bad? I'm like, call him, you leave me no option. You distorted the portrait, you've been more than important. Blazing the trail was pointless, like no quarter in Portland. It's been more of a Jordan shrug for me. But nowadays ain't much more than a hug for me. A nigga, I ain't cried yet, she be on some wild plans. Gone to November and then some. Gone to November and then some. Gone to November and I don't wanna start all over. Took me too long to grow up. I feel like I don't even know her. Seem like she got cold blood. Now I can't see clear. Hear the whispering in my ear. I wanted to make love. She wanted to break up. I was ready to try again. She wanted to be friends. Well, I guess diamonds don't last forever. I thought we would always be together, baby. Now I feel like I'm walking backwards, and everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. That's just the way it is. We exchange vows from I do to I do, like we exchange vows. Sin nature made me a wind chaser. Misunderstand us till we only strangers, and we hold these papers. Invisible document of entitlement when we only vapors. Soul damage and my soul panics. A romantic gas, but slow dancing at fast speed. Lately I've been in deep hole. My head know I said hell was gonna have to freeze over. It's like heaven seems colder. This ain't heaven, I mean. I don't wanna start all over. Took me too long to grow up. I feel like I don't even know her. Seem like she got cold blood. Now I can't see clear. Hear the whispering in my ear. Now I know why we can't make love. Cause love is what made us. And I'm still ready to try again. I'll start over to the end. Now I know why we can't make love. Cause love is what made us. And I'm still ready to try again.
Welcome back to the Brandon and Carlos show.
Yeah, so that was Christian Grey. Now I chose that song because I wanted to hear wanted y'all to hear him rap and sing in the same song.
That's the same dude that had the hot song
Yes, sir.
before this song.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying this song wasn't hot, but that other song,
yeah.
that interpolation, well, it's not interpolation,
Interlude, bro.
interlude. Yeah.
Like he is just dope, and so I just that's one of the ones that I happen to like. It, his whole album is crazy. I'm gonna play some other stuff that he has too a little later on, but yeah.
That's awesome. So, what we're going to talk about next?
Well, what we got? What we
What's
got?
next on the
What we
agenda?
got on the agenda? So, Florida governor.
Woo wee.
Yeah, Florida governor signed GOP voting law critics call un-American. He signed a law a couple days ago. Tallahassee, Florida. Florida governor Ron DeSantis signed a wide-ranging list of new voting restrictions into law Thursday, staging a misleading made-for-TV ceremony meant to tout his credentials on the top priority of the Republican Party's conservative base. He only invited Fox News. At a live bill signing event aired exclusively on Fox News, DeSantis said the new laws will prevent fraud and restore confidence in Florida's elections. Although the state has found no evidence of widespread fraud, the move made Florida's latest GOP led state to enact tighter voting rules over the objections of the who Democratic critics who charged the law only makes it harder for people, particularly elderly people and people of color, to vote. But DeSantis' unusual promotion of the bill on the GOP friendly morning show, Fox and Friends, demonstrated the rising Republican leaders' confidence the new law would only boost his standing. We're just gonna stop there. Well, how do you feel about that, Brandon?
This same law,
Mm.
this voting law, what was it? SB 90? Is that the?
Is it SB 90 or was it? Yeah, I can't remember. It was a
It's
few
some,
shows ago, and I've slept
it was
since
a
then.
few shows ago, but yeah, it's another way to. It's very similar to the Georgia voter suppression, right?
Yeah.
And the GOP controlled states, they're following suit. You know,
Yeah.
and because they're getting their ducks in a row because they want to put a Republican back in the White House on the next go around, and
Mm-hmm.
that's politics, but it's dirty because once again it suppresses um, a disenfranchised people that have we have been ostracized and shattered upon. Is that a word? For so long.
Shots by pantaloons.
Yes. For so long, man. It's like the damn robots, they racist. The computers are racist now. I mean, we can't get a break.
Bruh, did you see the photo out of the police officers
Yes,
at
down
the
here in
graffiti
Pensacola.
bridge
Listen, and this is what's crazy.
surrounding the "Call Your Mama"
Yes,
painting?
listen.
Go ahead, bro.
No, we're gonna talk about this together because I'm doing a documentary on the graffiti bridge, in particular about the protest that happened at
Last
the
year.
graffiti bridge last year surrounding the George Floyd killing. Okay. And I'm gonna talk about it all the way up until it's released because I really want y'all to support this because there are some individuals involved that are shaking up, things here in Pensacola, and it's great. But anyway, they put somebody painted a mural of George Floyd last year in memory, because he was killed, right? And so someone painted over it,
Mm.
you know, and there was a group of people that said, no, enough is enough. We're going to go back down there and repaint it. And listen, this graffiti bridge protest was everything. And I'm proud of the people that were involved. And we will be starting filming this week, matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
But to not get too off into that, I wanted to set context because the graffiti bridge means a lot to us because
Right.
it was also the very first event that we covered on the
Exactly.
radio. Our 1 year anniversary on radio is coming up.
Yeah.
So
What's that? It's got to be next week.
yeah, soon. And so the police department, they posed down there,
Took a photo out.
took a photo, and there's a filmmaker who actually did a short film, and I watched the film. I watched the film, and I was like digging it. But then I started when let's just talk about the police. Okay, so they say call your mama, but see, so many times I think government agencies need to like just not speak, about like just shut up. Just do your job because I don't think they intentionally did it. Hopefully not, but you do know that when George Floyd died,
Right.
he asked to speak to his mom. He was calling out for his mama.
Right.
So, surely they didn't mean that
Yeah.
to
It was.
imply that. And
It.
it's the Pensacola Police Department, which, by the way, if my memory serves me correct, we have a person of color as the police chief now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So let's call him and ask him, what
We
he
need to get
thinks
him on the
about that.
show.
I do. We're gonna get him on the show.
Yeah.
Whoever's watching, can you get? We know how to get. We'll call 911 and ask for him, right? No, that's not a good idea.
Nah. No.
we
No.
know, we know how to get in
No.
contact with him. Nah, I'm just joking. Listen, Tara, Miss Wheeler, she said, put his name in the comments, please. Put the dude that we just listened to, Christian Jones, is that his name?
Oh. Oh.
On this comment.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, they posing next to this picture that's painted on the graffiti bridge that says "Call Mama," right? Yeah. So, and how insensitive that is.
Right.
Is
Yeah.
it
And
sucks,
and
man.
ironically, if you look above it, it says "Be mindful." I
Right.
was just like, they were not mindful. And then this is the other part. They had the black police officers up at the top, like they didn't want to be a part of the photo op. Like I noticed all of
Let
that,
me
bro.
let me go look at the picture now since you said this.
I'm serious. I'm serious. I was just like, oh man, homie.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was like,
Wow.
yeah.
Let me continue to talk because I'm about to go look at this picture.
Go look at the picture, man.
Because I saw it and I didn't think anything of it until someone posted, about the whole George Floyd thing,
Too soon.
and I was like,
Well, I know we understand it was Mother's Day weekend. We really do.
yeah.
But yeah, no.
But like I said again, I think government agencies, either if they're going to say something, to be involved in the community, they need to hire someone like the PR person, right? And they need to run. You know what? Let me tell you what. You hire me. I'll be your token black person. And I will let you know if that SHIT is worth saying.
You stupid.
I'm serious. You need someone on your team that's gonna say, "Nah, bro, you can't say that. The black people will eat you up."
Man,
That's not
but
cool.
that's just not one sided though, because we got Hispanic and our Asian folk too, and there's
Yeah, I
certain
know.
stuff that's culturally just not good.
Right, and even sexual, like orientation.
Right.
Sometimes we just say so, and I know I've been on this show. Maybe we borderline said some stuff, and if we have, we apologize. Let us know, and we'll correct it. We don't intentionally mean to malign
Yeah, we don't
anybody.
believe to malign. That's why we read this.
Now, there are times that we are satirical, because that's just the
Nature of the show.
platform, yeah, nature of the show. But I'm not gonna make a joke um, at the expense of some disenfranchised group.
Right.
I'm not. I mean, it's not. Now I'm talking about ourselves. I mean, I'm black. I die black.
Yeah.
And I think black people have earned the right to at least, say what we want to about ourselves.
Right.
Right.
So speaking of the Derek Chauvin,
Chauvin. Mm-hmm.
I always mess up that man's name, the murderer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. 3 former officers indicted on federal civil rights charges.
Yep.
Yeah. So the federal grand jury Friday has indicted Derek Chauvin and the 3 other former Minneapolis officers for civil rights violations related to George Floyd's death. Why it matters. The new charges mean the officers could face another high profile criminal trial
Yeah.
following a year long racial reckoning across the nation. Details: the grand jury indicted Chauvin in two cases for kneeling on Floyd's neck for over 9 minutes in May 2020 and for a similar arrest of a 14-year-old boy in 2017. Y'all thought that was the first time he did some mess like that.
Right.
Nah. In the latter, court's documents show that Chauvin hit the teen with his flashlight before grabbing him by the throat and hitting him again. The federal indictment charges the other three officers, the other three officers, with violating Floyd's right to be free from unreasonable seizure and excessive force. Flashback. We ain't even gonna get into all that. There's a civil rights trial coming for all four of them jokers.
Right. It's a hate crime,
Yep.
and that's
More time.
more time, man. Y'all done jacked up now.
Yeah, y'all done messed up now.
I mean, it's getting so old, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is.
It
Shout
is.
out to Roland Martin, who I really look up to. Doing black media, or covering news from the black perspective. He has his little Mercedes. Well, it's not little, big Mercedes van.
Yeah.
They travel around the country, and he shows up at the protest, and
Yeah.
he covers the event. Shout out to him.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Y'all keeping him in business.
Yeah, and listen, if
By
Roland
being
Martin or
racist.
anybody with Roland Martin's, crew, his PR guy, woman, we would love to have Roland Martin on the show.
Yes, definitely.
We would.
Because
If he could just phone in and give us 5 minutes.
we have mad respect for him.
We really do.
Because
Jamil Hill, we love her.
yeah,
She's dope.
yeah,
She's dope.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So since we're still, since we're talking about racist stuff,
I'm just sorry.
we might as well. I mean,
that's the stuff that jumped out this week. I'm sorry.
don't apologize, because there's not one day that I can look at the news and not see something racist. Like, people always talk about Jesse. I remember people always said, "Dang, Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton, they just always wearing it out, like they're just milking
Just
the race
race
card." Yeah, that's what they. No, believe me, they don't really want to be in business to try to defend civil rights. Like, seriously, who wakes up and say, "You know what? I'm going to find all the injustices that are
committed against one group of people."
Yeah, and
I'm gonna say
be
it
happy
now.
about it.
Right.
I'm gonna be happy doing it. Nobody does that. And I used to even, make comments and be like, "Dang, here's Jesse Jackson again." But now that I'm older
And understand?
dude, I really get it.
And think about the time frame in which they did it. They did it in the 80s and 90s, where we didn't have cell phones
Right.
and recording devices to do all this, and the technology to do what we have. We just had to take stuff at people's word.
Right.
And they was on the front lines like, nah, this been going on for years. Like Will Smith said, it's just been, filmed.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. But with me saying that and keeping in that same vein, let's stay in Pensacola. With the news.
All right.
Removing Confederate flag from Pensacola police badges will cost $290,000. Now, this story is very dear to my heart and important to what I'm doing with the filming of the Graffiti Bridge protest.
Right.
Because the police advisory board, you'll find out in the film, was formed because of the protests that were happening down at the Graffiti Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let me just read a little bit of the story. And this is from the Pensacola News Journal, all right?
Mm-hmm.
According to Pensacola News Journal, Pensacola Mayor Grover Robinson is asking the city council to approve spending $290,000 to remove the Confederate flag from all Pensacola Police Department uniforms. I didn't
even realize it was part of their uniform.
Thank you, but thanks for identifying that. I guess I just looked. Well, I've tried.
They're green and yellow. So who's looking for a red and blue and little white dot flag?
Right.
Don't even go together.
But seriously, let me read a majority of this article, because listen, it's written by Jim Little. But so $290,000 has been, or excuse me, let me back up. Pensacola Mayor Grover Robinson is asking the city council to approve spending $290,000 to remove the Confederate flag from all Pensacola Police Department uniforms and badges, as recommended earlier this year by the Citizens Police Advisory Committee. The request is the first item to come to the city council from the Police Advisory Committee report that was completed in January. Robinson said Monday during his weekly press conference that he was bringing it forward after city staff determined the cost to remove the imagery. We found out it was roughly going to be about $300,000, Robinson said. There is money to do it now if the council wants to appropriate that. We told the committee we would bring that item forward. The now disbanded Police Advisory Committee voted in February to recommend that the city remove the Confederate imagery from the police badges and uniforms. The recommendation was included in the committee's final report in March that detailed 25 recommendations to improve PPD. So let's stop right there. So this police advisory committee that was formed, they were tasked with coming up with a better way of policing. So, my pastor, Dr. Joseph Marshall, he was on the committee as the chairperson, and then consequently resigned. And then not as a result of his resignation, but it was disbanded. And come to find out, it was only supposed to be a short term anyway, like a year time, whatever. But we're going to find out more as we do our research for this documentary. But um, can you imagine being arrested? Well, let's stop. Let's not even get to arrest. Can you imagine being pulled over as a black person
Mhm.
and the police have the Confederate flag on their uniform?
Not to be.
And guess what? Let me tell you why it's going to cost so much. Because you'll be like, dang, that's a lot of money. The reason why it's going to cost so much is because not only is the flag on the badge, but it is in other locations on the uniform as well.
Yeah.
So the Pensacola has some money left over from last year's budget. So Mayor Robinson is saying, hey, let's go ahead and take this. He didn't say racist, but racist flag off the police uniform. Now, in keeping with the tradition of Pensacola, Pensacola is like the land of the five flags. All right. So, there's different flags, and the fire department, let me make sure I say this right because I don't want to give you incorrect information. Pause. Can you pause? I done lost it.
Mm.
But anyway, I can say it like this and be vague. Another organization, such as like, would be the fire department, change their imagery secretively, secretively back in January. But
Well, my thing is this:
it had it on there.
all these doggone southern states got it somewhere, and since we right there, the what of the day is the fact that South Carolina government has shut down to observe the Confederate Memorial Day.
Do you hear this? And listen, we're not fishing for this information. This is like out there, and
This comes across my screen every day on CNN, CS, CNBC, even Fox. I got Fox coming across my screen just because I want to see what type of ignorance they want to say. But this is just the stuff that comes across my screen. And so, South Carolina government, they shut down their schools and everything to observe the Confederate Memorial Day.
I want to hear about this. Read more.
No, that's just what it is.
That's just it.
That's it. I was like, they actually have a Confederate? Like, we don't even have a Confederacy. They lost. Last I heard, isn't that U.S. history?
Yeah.
Ain't that
I
the
mean,
history that happened?
we know they lost her. You and I wouldn't be sitting here.
Right, we'd be
We'll
out
be
in the field.
Man.
You might be in the house, but I'd be in the field.
Nah, I don't know. I'd probably be dead, man.
Man, listen, because I got a mouth, bro. Yeah.
I found out though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and some of it's suspect, but this one particular channel is called Crash Course,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, like they do a crash course of U.S. history, crash course mathematics, crash, etc. Um, and there's a series they're doing now called Crash Course of African American history. And this one particular, they got a black guy doing it, which I think is awesome. I've It's on the first episode right now. They have an introduction video and then the first episode. They release so often; it'll be very frequently.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't realize. We always talk about how if we were back then, we would fight. We would lose our life. Well, guess what? They did fight. There's a lot of people that fought and lost their life. Look, and I learned this from watching this show. When they came and or when they went, because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't come get me, but when they went and got the slaves from Africa,
Yeah.
the Africans were put in the hull in the bottom of the ship, tied up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the stench was so strong that it made them vomit. People caught malaria and all these other diseases. Um, but they didn't just sit down and and take it.
Right.
Like many of them said, you know what? I'm going to jump over the boat
Mm-hmm.
and take my own life. Now, one would say, well, that's a leeway. No, I believe they knew, that I believe when they jumped over there, in essence, saying, no, you're not going to have control over my life. Wherever you taking me, I'm going to make sure that you profit from it.
Mm-hmm.
Even much so that you can look at the do your research, because he cited sources and everything. But they started putting nets on the side of the slave ships
Yeah, I know.
because that was money jumping
I
overboard.
know.
You get what I'm
I
saying?
know.
And so when we
That's why
say
people when I
that,
tell people to look at Black Panther a little differently,
yeah,
because they had all types of historical messages in there,
yeah,
and they said something about you know the ones that did jump aboard off. They had a whole it was a whole big to do when and they actually talked about it at the end of the film. They gave a shout out to the ones who jumped over. And
right.
if you look down in the bottom of they actually have memorials down there. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
To that,
That's true.
to the ones that jumped over.
That's right. You know, and I must admit that I don't know everything, but that was one thing that really intrigued me. To know that people jumped overboard. But this series is great. So
But I had pulled up a quick, very very quick uh, story on South Carolina. South Carolina will close this government offices Monday to mark Confederate Memorial Day. Some local government offices will also close in observation of the holiday that is held every year on May 10th. South Carolina is among a handful of states in the South with such a holiday. State offices in Alabama and Mississippi. Well, I'm not surprised about those two. Closed down for their Confederate Memorial Days late last month. South Carolina chose May 10th because it's the day when the Confederate General Thomas Stonewall Jackson died in 1863 after he was wounded by his own troops on the day the Union soldiers captured fleeing Confederate President Jefferson Davis in Georgia in 1865. So they really commemorating the loss. Who does that? I'm confused.
they do. I did not know that they did that. Like they
Yeah,
actually can
yeah,
celebrate it.
they celebrate a loss. That's amazing. Like for real.
Let that sink in.
That's confusing.
Let it sink in.
Like seriously, who celebrates a loss? Like we almost won, guys. We're gonna put that on in the books. I don't get it. I don't understand. Maybe it's not for me to understand. I don't know.
It's not.
I
What
don't
else
know.
you got for us?
But I mean, look. Oh, well, uh, this is. I didn't realize I was just being so heavy. But some black parents say,
Again, black?
yeah,
Oh, this the same story.
no, it's not. It's different.
Oh,
Some black parents say remote learning gives racism a reprieve.
I need a I need to know.
Yeah, before schools shuttered during the pandemic, Ayana Johnson worried about the time she dropped off her daughters at school. Johnson, a black woman, says racism is rampant in her predominantly white Georgia town. At her daughter's school, a student once used racial slurs and told another child he doesn't play with brown people. She says teachers are quick to punish and reprimand black children, and KKK flyers can be found in the mailboxes. I knew from pregnancy on that this would be something we'd have to deal with, said Johnson, who asked that the town not be identified because she's concerned about the potential fallout. This is the kind of area we live in, so can you imagine that you're always going to feel protective of your children? As schools reopen across the country, black students have been less likely than white students to enroll in person learning, a trend attributed to factors concerning about the disproportionate impact of the coronavirus on communities of color, a lack of trust that their schools are equipped to keep children safe, and a large number of students of color in urban districts that have been slower to reopen classrooms. But many black parents are finding another benefit to remote learning, being better able to shield their children from racism in the classrooms. Now, this particular story kind of got me really, really paying attention. I'm an educator first and foremost, but we just had a story a couple of weeks ago about the teacher who put their foot on the young what was it young boy's back.
I don't even
Remember
know
that?
if it's specified, but yeah, I do remember that story.
Yeah, yeah. So and then again with me working in education and seeing it firsthand, unfortunately, that's the truth. Now that they home, we feel safer, said Johnson, who's keeping her two young daughters home despite options being made available for in-person learning. White students have been far more likely to be back in the classroom. 52% of white fourth graders receiving full-time in-person instruction in February. The latest month was a result with results available from surveys from the Biden administration. By contrast, less than one third of Black and Hispanic fourth graders were back at school full time, with just 15% of Asian students. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, yeah, man. And like I said, it's a very long article. All the CNN articles are pretty in depth, and ABC.
Did you see where our neighbors, Alabama,
Hmm,
Governor Ivy,
hmm.
she's shutting down the federal government funding so that people can take their butts back to work? You know, like the extra money that they,
Oh wow,
yeah. I I can't find the article. It popped up. So much stuff is going on. It pops up so quick and then it goes away.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, let's see
wow,
if I can find it now.
oh wow. This just ran across. Disney goes full blown woke, trying to convince white employees of their racism. Wow.
How?
Wow. This just came across. Wow. The anti white brainwashing continues to metastasize throughout corporate America. Wow. The latest purveyor is Walt Disney. On Friday, conservative journalist Chris Rufio, who has carved out a niche in unearthing how critical race theory is affecting big business, revealed Disney's Reimage Tomorrow initiative for its employees. An article about the Disney program, Rufio said he obtained the document from several whistleblowers, anonymous of course because they feared being fired, who worry that Disney is becoming deeply politicized and that the Resume Tomorrow program is actually exacerbating racial conflict within the company. Rufio notes the Diversity and Inclusion Program asserts that America has founded a systematic racism and encompasses training on that as well as white privilege, white fragility, white saviors, microaggression, and anti-racism. For that understanding, white employees or perhaps all non-black employees must acknowledge that deepening your insight and knowledge is a crucial first step in understanding the magnitude and complexity of the current state in building empathy and authenticity and authentic. Oh man, authentic. connectively, I'm messing up my words, connected to your colleagues. Wow. Yeah, that's Disney for you.
Yeah. Now let's run over to Alabama. I found it. Alabama to withdraw from federal pandemic unemployment programs in June. According to USA Today, Montgomery, Alabama, Governor Kay Ivey will end Alabama's participation in federal unemployment programs geared to the pandemic, including supplements to the state unemployment benefits and a suspension of a work search requirement. The state will withdraw from the program on June the 19th. Wow, Juneteenth. um, the governor's office said in a statement Monday. Applications.
Time out.
What?
I wonder why that date was
I
chosen.
don't know. But listen, I agree with Ivy. I do. I was telling Karen on the way over here.
Mm.
Listen, you can go to Burger King. Well, even before the pandemic, your order probably would still be wrong. But it's even worse now because they don't
Oh
have
man.
any employees. I have friends all over the country, and I've been seeing where people have made comments about how they have pulled up to restaurants, and there have been signs that said this restaurant is no longer in business. One in particular is like a Wendy's, like a major franchise.
Mm.
This one particular store shut down. They don't have enough employees. I know that you feel this all over the country. The reason why, this is my perspective, and
Mm.
I think that you all will agree. The reason why is because it's more. It makes more sense to be on unemployment. You get paid more right now, because you're getting a added benefit. Not only you getting your regular unemployment, but what is it, like $600 extra on top of that? Like that's more than what some of these people were getting paid in the first place. So why not be on, you know, unemployment?
Mm.
I mean, there are so many people I come in contact with that are like business owners of like food, like little mom and pop food places. Tell me that they know I'm on the radio. Hey, if someone needs a job, let them know.
Right.
Many of these companies are even paying more than than they normally would, trying to get people to be employed.
Mm.
And honestly, I agree on this. We need to stop this special funding during the pandemic. I know people are having it rough, but I'm telling you, if you need a job,
Right.
everybody can get a job right now. That's serious. I really believe that. If I'm wrong, I apologize. But I know here
I
in
think
Pensacola, if you need a job,
we need to find a common ground because unemployment is there for a reason. But like you said, people are taking advantage of being on unemployment. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I would take advantage of it too if I was in that position.
I'm not saying take away unemployment.
No, 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 no. I'm
I'm
saying
saying take away the added benefit
that's
of
what I'm
it.
saying.
You know,
It needs to be it needs to be rethought out. It does.
I mean, and I'm pretty sure Florida is going to follow that because you know it's Republican ran, so and Republicans hate giving out free money. But I agree on this one. Uh, even more why I agree with it
Mm.
because I have my own business.
Right.
Imagine if I was in the service industry, food service, people would much rather be on unemployment. You know,
I mean, again,
it
you get
works.
you get paid more, and not like I said, I get it. That's actually being smart. However,
It's hurting our economy. It's hurting our,
it's a lot of stuff.
it's hurting the small business owners because they're gonna have to go out of business because they don't have enough employees. So I guess it's time for us to get back to work. If you're not working, I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. If you can make more money not working, it makes more sense not to work.
Right.
However, if that ends, you're gonna have to go back to work.
Man, if we got our reparations, man, that's something I'm just playing.
That
We
ain't
need that too, though. I'm for real. But that was a joke,
reparations
though.
and unemployment
We need it all
on top of it.
for all my
Man.
ancestors that jumped overboard.
Did you talk about the gas?
Yeah, we talked. We opened the show with the
Okay,
gas.
I'm just making sure
I
because
mean, but he's talking about a 7 year high because they didn't hack the doggone system. So they talking about a 7 year
but
high, which means we probably gonna be over $300.
I'm looking at Facebook and um
I'm so glad I
Someone
got
said
gas
was
going.
able to get gas and he was able to make it back to Jacksonville. He said the gas shortage in Pensacola is real.
Yeah, the
The
Holy
state,
Spirit told me to get gas on the way to work
well, I
because I was on E. My stuff came on like bing, 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 bing.
Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to ever let my gas tank get on E. I'm from the old school. After it get down past a half, it's time to fill back up.
But
That's
but
how my
but what
grandparents.
happened? What happened was I got in late. Well, not late, but I got in kind of early, and I was just like, ah. I get in the morning. What one thing that we should never do is say I'm gonna get gas in the morning because I was almost messed up. I happened to get mine. I got like half a tank now because I was just like, all right, I don't want to be late for work. Let me hurry, we get a half a tank and be cool.
If you're listening from Pensacola, um, to our Facebook audience, YouTube audience, put in the comments. Have you gotten your gas? Have you tried to get gas? And you can't get gas. Did you go to the gas station? Now, Karen, my wife, I was in a business meeting, and she texted me talking about she had to get gas. She always lets her stuff get down to empty. I don't know why, but baby, if you listen, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to put you on blast, but I guess she says I like it
Why he
when you.
puts you on blast?
She said I like it when I I like it when you pump my gas, and okay, I get it. All right. But anyway, I wasn't able to get gas for her this time because I was in a business meeting. So she has to go and pump her own gas. Guess what? She says there's a line like from here to Jerusalem.
Listen,
And guess what she did? She said she jumped a curb and got in front of somebody just to get gas. I was like, dang.
listen. When I came out, there's the little gas station that I always go to get my chocolate milk and my muffin in the morning. And it's a little bitty, little bodega, old kind of ran down gas station. It's right around the corner from the school. Man, when I came out, the whole lane it's not even a turning lane. The whole lane was from a half mile back, trying to get gas from that little bitty gas station.
One
And
of our
it only has 4 pumps.
One of our subscribers said, got in my gas in all my cars. She said she did it last night. I don't blame you. I keep several gallons of gas on backup, because we live in a freaking hurricane area. So, how that is. When
Yeah,
there's a freaking hurricane, you can't get gas. And because everybody's trying to,
right.
do, fill it up. Um, same commenter said gas filling tip. Check the large club, Sam's Clubs, BJ's, Costco's.
Yeah, you also got to go to the little mom and pop stores because ain't nobody thinking about them right now.
No, that's incorrect.
But they done got them.
No, that's where people are going. What she's saying is go to the places where you got to have a membership. You like Sam's, you gotta have a
Right.
membership to get, BJ's and Costco. She says these clubs are more exclusive. Yeah, the mom and pop stores, you gotta understand, they're gonna run out of gas first
Well, see,
because
that's the
their
thing.
pumps are a lot. They don't have as much. What do you call those tanks?
Well,
Their
see, that's
tanks are
the
not as
thing.
large.
Like earlier, they wasn't hitting them. That's why everybody was
They
running
out
down to them.
now. That
They
I
probably out now though.
on my way to the radio station, I saw the little mom and pops on the way to the station, and they had like caution signs around them.
Yeah.
Which means they're out of gas. All right, so we're still in a pandemic. We out of gas. What else did we find out? The computers are racist. Pensacola is taking the racist Confederate flag off their police uniforms.
Right.
We found out Disney is trying to do better with race relations.
Yeah.
We found out what else?
Homeschooling is better for black kids.
Homeschooling is better for black kids. Black people. Listen, we some troopers though. We're resilient people.
We are.
And like I said, and we say all the time, we hate to have to bring the race card. We hate it. I mean, we don't want to do that,
Right.
but it is what it is because it's still going on. We'll stop talking about it. Let me turn this music down. We'll stop talking about it when y'all stop being racist. Do you hear me?
What was the Macho Man Randy Savage?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Listen, thank you all for tuning in. If you are not a weekly listener, we invite you to become a weekly listener. As we go throughout the summer, we're going to be telling you about some events we're doing. We're also going to have a special fan club. We're gonna have a Patreon set up. You know,
Yeah.
the Lord just, I'm about to use one of y'all church people. The Lord just gave this to me and dropped this in my spirit. There are some people that follow and support the Brandon and Carlos show, and we want to give y'all inside footage and you know how Jesus had his inner circle. We're gonna have our inner circle of people, and we're gonna give you content that you don't get on the free show.
Yeah.
Can y'all help us out with that?
We would listen, man.
You think that's a good idea?
It is.
Yeah.
Usually our show isn't so heavy. That's just what came up over the last week.
Yeah.
Usually we a little bit more, I don't know, fun.
Yeah.
I think
Listen, we gotta
still
get out of
fun,
here
though,
because G's show is coming up next. Truth with G at 6:00. He always has something informative. Like I said, if you are not faithful Brandon and Carlos fans, please consider tuning in weekly. We cannot do this without y'all. All right.
Sure can.
All right. One last song, and we're out of here.
Yeah, we ready.
Be blessed.
What you gonna do on the fourth one? Go ahead, all the way. School of Roses, back. Feel like it don't matter anymore, getting used to the way in the broad terms. But I must say it's getting really fast when I look at her. I just found just a few years younger. Girl, I could be a boy wonder. You could be my prima donna. What I'm on my right for my daughter. Got a ring on my finger, but it feels so big and she's slipping off when I fold my hands. She's been looking at me all night long, and I know I can. I just wanna give you my number. Feel like snow in the summer. She's a conundrum. Keep it undercover, but I shouldn't, but I wanna. 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 One corner in the sky before I fall to the ground. Gotta call that else. Put my nickels and my pennies and my dimes in the west and west. I just wanna be in triple digits. Be a millionaire for a minute. Make some lemonade with these lemons. Barely pay attention. I don't even know I'm signed to a record label with an artist and repertoire. Cause nobody can see it. Jake's a superstar. Don't see the crack go crazy. But I wanna swim in the mainstream. Lifeguard, you better come save me. Could be a long way down, baby. Shouldn't, but I wanna. 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 Tell myself, please stay strong. But she stayed long. And the DJ's gone. She ain't going home. And I wanna say bye. Wanna get away. She think of me and mom. She can't go. Please stay close. You know how it goes. And I gotta say bye. Gotta get away. Man, why this always gotta happen to me? A song of a siren caught my iris. Slow wine from her island just crashed into the coastline. And Poseidon attacks the new me. You know she loves bad Mike Jackson elite. And she just wanna thrill a man. Then a hand scribbling off of the wall started with dog. Really, she just wanna kill a man. Hope floats both with dance on the will again. And he's fiddling with demonic riddles on the riddling. And the minnows in sin. In the wind, like in the willows and spinning like syllables. You just need a healer, man. Absolutely. And she just wanna share my life. I stole that line from an absolute sleep. Holy grace, I know the pain. Trying to be the holy homie protege, then I sank in the ocean and can't swim good. Frankly, this whole hustle overcame. Hurts to feel. I'm a shit, but I wanna. Got a wife and daughter, water all around me. Yet the thirst is real. I'm praying. My eyes closed, I'm swaying, aiming for the fence, but the game is dangerous, and the king stayed hanging. Safe, but somehow nothing was the same. Shouldn't, but I wanna. 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 Shouldn't, but I wanna.
Do you need a cleaning crew? Then call Teddy with Endurance Cleaning Service. He'll get you right. The number is 850-483-9464. Again, the number is 850-483-9464.